Hello, this is Vlad and the new author story of my channel Life Stories. Don't worry so much, why can't I cope with your daughter? Vadim frowned, looked at his wife. Violetta doesn't get along with Masha, and it's not clear what's going on. Masha is a very sociable girl, always reached out to everyone, and here it was as if she became a different person. Of course, she and Violetta have only lived together for 6 months, but it was possiblito. Get used to it here. Take this money for a nanny. I don't want you to sit locked up with Masha all day long. Do your own business, of course. I understand you will still have to spend a lot of time with her, but be patient and I will try to manage you as quickly as possible. A nanny, choose carefully all recommendations, make sure I don't worry. Violetta kissed him on the cheek. I'll do it as best I can. Say go, don't think about the World Cup. They were left alone with Masha for a long time. He didn't leave his daughter, and then the boss called and almost in tears asked him to go on this business trip. Vadim Yuryevic, you understand, you can handle it, only you there. It seems everyone not only lies but also twisted. What's what? You'll order an audit if something is wrong. Change the entire staff. Yes. You yourself understand your powers. Their ACI have here Yanni young wife, but say Vadim would not refuse him in any case. Even if Violetta were not there, Andy would have to take Masha with him. Once Igor Maximovich really helped him out, you can say that he saved him, and now they communicated quite well. Violetta returned home and looked out the window, but thank God he left. Of course she was not going to waste time on this, brought up a trifle nurse, and then further she has a lot of things to do. It's even good that Vadim left, it will be easier for her. She looked into the room Masha was drawing. That's great. Now she will call the agency, and freely. Violetta counted the money, whistled. Wow, you can hire a whole staff of nannies here. Well, no, she's hiring a nanny cheaper and the money will come in handy in her plans, oddly enough. But a nanny was found very quickly in the agency as soon as Violetta said that she needed something cheaper, but if only she was immediately offered this candidate. You understand? We try not to offer her again. The person worked as a teacher in a kindergarten, but she sat, and with her face there are problems in an accident grief. It seems this is what are you absolutely sure? Violetta left the agency. I should go home. Masha is alone there. Well, it's okay. She'll wait 6 years. Nothing will happen to her. Anna pulled out her phone. Hello, we need to meet. Let's meet in our place. Anna was very surprised when they called her, to be honest. She didn't even hope who needed a nanny who was in prison, and even with such a face she knew that no one, but still. For some reason she went. Anya really loved children and became a teacher for this very reason. Such a paradox in herself. Anna couldn't have children probably. That's why her love for little creatures was so boundless. Her life was not very easy and smooth, but she never thought that she would meet her 30th birthday in prison. Everything is somehow wrong. She was born, grew up. Her mother did not raise her alone. At 20 she got married, and that's where it all started. 3 months after marriage, she got pregnant, but her husband took it with hostility. Shouted, called her a fool, said that they didn't even have their own saucepans yet. No. Ash decided to reproduce. This went on for a week. And then he went to the doctor himself, and then with T. Myron said that it was time for them to have offspring. But Anya, she could no longer have children, an unsuccessful operation. And here the result is that on the day when everything happened, when her life turned upside down, they were returning from visiting. Anya was driving because Myron had drunk a lot from the very beginning. Music. Maybe he should start waving his nail polishes. Myron was talking about what a worthless wife he got, and you can't do anything, you're terrible. And now you can't even have children. It's good that I'm a normal man. Andy have no shortcomings in women. I have Tony, one will give birth to me. Anya even shook. She turned to Myron, but we don't have children because of you. He even jumped up on the seat. Yes, all women do this and nothing, and you are also a sissy to me. How dare you? Tears welled up in Anya's eyes, and Myron suddenly grabbed the steering wheel. Stop, go away on foot, you will go home. The speed was decent. They just entered. The oncoming car turned, and then Anya didn't remember anything. Woke up in the hospital. Her mother-in-law screamed at her, calling her a murderer, and then darkness again. They crashed into oncoming traffic and caught fire. I threw Anya out of the car and Myron stayed there. She tried to pull him out there. Anne was hurt. Her face was burnt. The man from the oncoming car was also hurt, but at least he stayed alive. He stayed about the fact that Myron himself grabbed the nobody believed her steering wheel. She served 4 years and there in the zone. Doctor side for murdering his. She has not terrible, superficial, and would be much smaller if they treated them here. Immediately sent Violetta. Talk to your lover. Was returning home, and what he suggested, a very good plan. Of course Vita at first took it with hostility, but now while she was walking she realized that everything will work out. The main thing is that this nurse, who did not let her down after prison and came. Anya stood in front of a beautiful house. Somehow she was afraid to go in, but it was necessary. Her husband's relatives tried, and when she was released she was left without housing, without a corner at all. Her mother died while she was in prison, and although her one-room apartment on the outskirts was with Annie, but the court awarded her moral damages, and of course there was nothing to pay. It was most likely with the apartment. They will also take it away. She pressed the bell. The door was opened by a young woman of her age, or even younger apparently. The same Violet Tahoe hired her. She was beautiful, only her look was somehow called us. If everything what surrounded her, she was not interested in the bath. Come in for a second. Veda's gaze perked up. She glanced at Anna's face and seemed to be pleased. This is the kitchen, this is the room, here our bedroom, here is the girl's bedroom. The fact that she did not call the child by name, somehow it hurt the hearing. And here is the girl herself. Her name is Masha Maria. The girl twitched from the sharp cry and jumped up from the sofa on which she was leafing through a book. Well, what kind of manner of pretending that nothing is happening around? What kind of upbringing is this? The baby silently lowered her head and Anya became the same. Your responsibilities. Will Beto come in to be with her all day? Welto, do something to feed. Sometimes I will also have dinner with you. If you don't get there, Fari can give you an empty room. Anya smiled. It would be nice. I live on the other side of town, and then if I am here then you will not be bound. Violetta thought for a second. Yes, you are right, I will add a little to your salary then. Thank you. Well, meet, and it is time for me to run. I hope, Masha, you can show where what is in the kitchen. Violetta left. Anna heard the front door slam. Anna turned to the girl. She did not want to scare her, so Anna pulled a scarf over the damaged part of her face and sat down. Hello. My name is Anya. Masha, timid Lismold. And me, Masha. And what do you like to draw? Do you like drawing? Masha, often. It's just that when I draw, I don't go anywhere but sit in one place. Violetta doesn't yell at me. Annie's eyes widened. And she yells at you? The girl sighed. Not always. Only when Dad is not there. What a turn of events. Now it is clear that this woman doesn't care at all. What kind of nanny will there be, and who will be next to the child? And the more she talked to the baby, she understood that this woman not only did not love her but hated her, and even this word may not convey the full extent of her attitude towards the girl. Anya found out that Masha had a mother, but the girl had only seen her in a photo, because when there was a fire in their house, Dad and Masha were just walking in the park and Mom lay down to rest. The baby said quite in adult words. Most likely this issue was not discussed with her. She just heard a conversation somewhere. Dad left. He has a lot off work. Well, don't worry, he'll be back soon, and in the meantime, you and I will do interesting things. Masha turned out to be very smart. She agreed to any game and any activity, and she did everything everywhere. Violetta, she didn't bother Themer. She wasn't home, or she was chatting with someone on the phone. One day, the hostess was at home all day. Whether it was necessary or not, she came to them, laughed loudly, even tried to hug Masha. The truth is, the girl shied away from her in fear, and then she announced that today they would have dinner together. Anna was surprised, looked at her. In 2 weeks, what had she managed to do here? Pony will interfere with Viola. She didn't like everything, but was afraid. Sat down at the table today. Violetta even cooked the food herself. True, it didn't look very appetizing, but you can't tell that to the person who treated Vita completely. I'll destroy it. And Anya watched her attentively. Something was too strange. Host somehow even caused concern. It was Violetta who put the plates down, and then her phone rang. Glancing at screen, she jumped out of the kitchen, and Anya, without even thinking why she was doing it, quickly changed Masha's and Violetta's plates. The girl looked in surprise at her nanny, but she put her finger. Kato is a game, and you need to follow the rules. We had dinner quickly, and everyone dispersed to their rooms. Anya already understood that she was wrong, that she thought the person was slandered. Even a little ashamed she became, but looked with detectives and decided that Violetta wanted to poison Masha. But as soon as they began to lay down, the door to the room opened wide, and the letter Va came to them. Anya saw how bad she felt. Vita grabbed her by the throat, then by the stomach. Why did you decide? So you don't play the fool, because now this underage girl had to inhale an ambulance. Together with doctors, an unfamiliar tallman entered the house. What is going on here? Masha, where? Masha, the girl broke away from Anya's embrace and rushed to him. Dad, me. Violetta wanted to poison the looked in bewilderment at his daughter, at the nanny, then at his wife who was writhing on the couch. Violetta, what do you need? How do I hate you all? You are greedy. All your money, you think it crawls under your feet. At Alonly gets in the way. I married you. Thought that I will roll like a cheese in clover. Go to hell. Vadim's face darkened. Noit can be, though why can't it? He suspected long ago that all the love off Violetta. It's just a game. That's exactly that's why he installed cameras in the kitchen and in the living room. Masha and Anya were waiting. The owner of the house locked himself in the room, said wait for him. Finally came in, was very pale, picked up Masha in his arms, looked at Anna. I looked through the recordings. You saved your daughter life. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. I somehow accidentally just your wife acted very strangely. I want to propose to you. Stay with us as a nanny forever. I will pay well, and if you take away the cooking, that will be great. Anya was embarrassed. You probably don't know everything. I was in prison with me with methods. Vadim didn't jump back and horrified, but calmly. Sadie, do not believe that you were in prison for some terrible crime, and with this we will try to solve for Anna such changes began in life that she never expected and did not even dare to dream about them. After 3 months she was put in the clinic. Vadim and Masha often visited her, and Anya suddenly realized that she was falling in love with her master. It was wrong, so she hid her feelings very far away, and then Not so much time later they removed the bandage from her and Anya cried at her from the mirror looked at the same. Anya from her past life Vadim achieved a review of her case because several new circumstances were revealed, for example that someone stole the recorder from the car, and then not only Vadim was discharged, Anna was worried, and where Mashenka Masha is at home waiting for us decided to give us the opportunity to talk. Anya looked at Vadim and was embarrassed it seemed, or did he have some kind of very warm look? Vadim gently put his hand on her shoulder. Anya, to be honest, I don't know where to start, probably. From the moment when I saw your eyes I lost my peace, and another 6 months. Later they looked at each other with happy eyes, and the guests around screamed bitterly. If you liked the story, please support me with the thumbs up button, one click, but for me it is very important. Thank you.